magic show, so for the next hour, let your disbelief disappear. Saw your worries in half. Pull a snack out of your hat and say hello to the ambassadors of Abracadabra, Penn and Teller. Remember, if Penn and Teller get fooled, the magician who pulled off that trick wins a spot performing in Penn and Teller's legendary Las Vegas show. With that in mind, let's meet our first potential fooler.
My name is Danny Cole. I'm from Beverly Hills, California. I actually fell in love with magic because my grandparents took me to see Siegfried and Roy. I got accepted into the junior program at the Magic Castle in Hollywood when I was 13 years old. That was a dream. They would let the young magicians perform a regular week at the castle. The tricks that got the most notice were the ones that I had created, so I felt encouragement to continue doing original stuff. I try to use objects that audiences can relate to. The trick that I'm doing on Fool Us is an original piece, so I'm hoping that it can surprise them and fool them.
Danny Cole.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's a real honor and a thrill to be performing for two of my magic idols. So I did get a new jacket for tonight, a new necktie for the special occasion. Sorry, one second. All right, there we go. Now we're ready for magic. So I thought I would do a little magic with these. You may recognize these from when you were kids. You can take a look. They're wooden blocks, solid wood. Nothing strange about them, right? Solid wood. Look
Nothing I
good?
can see, no.
All right, perfect. Great. Now, what I used to love about playing with blocks like these as a kid was that if I just added some imagination, I could really just about build anything. So today, I'm going to try to build something for you, something magical, of course. I'm gonna get really comfortable. So we need those blocks. We'll get everything all set up. Okay. Now, I should tell you that I truly believe in the impossible. And what I'm hoping is that tonight, after I'm done with this little construction project that I got going on for you, if you don't already, you too, without a doubt, will also believe in the impossible. All right, here we go. This may seem impossible, but it's really happening. And I should tell you that it's not a trick. And it's not an illusion. It's actually real magic.
Wow, you must have been really annoying to play with as a kid.
What's amazing is I didn't start playing with these till I was like already over 30, so.
Okay. So where did you get this idea at 30 to play with blocks?
Well, I was at home playing around with different magic ideas, and I set up a camera and I started playing with this trick, and like I was like, oh, this is like maybe something. But I put it up on YouTube, and like it got some views. I mean, not like a crazy amount of views, but people seemed to respond to it. And so it kind of got me thinking, like, oh, maybe I should develop this into an actual trick. So it took 3 years for me to take it from the floor of my apartment to the stage, but yeah, here it is.
So do you think that these guys are gonna figure it out?
Well, they are obviously very gifted and smart magicians, but maybe they haven't seen anything like this before since it's from my crazy mind. So, you know, it's, we'll have to see.
Okay. All right, well, let's check in with these guys, shall we? Penn Teller?
One of the rarer things than fooling us is showing us something that we haven't seen anything like. This doesn't look like any magic trick we've ever seen before. It doesn't look like you got it in the magic shop and you didn't. This really looks like something different. Also, the effect and the whole way it's laid out is very different than we've seen. It really is new, original, and your presentation did not have a lot of jive and garbage. It was just simple, straightforward, sweet, and beautiful. And we don't know if we know how this is done. We really don't. We know very few ways to do levitations. There are just very few ways that we know of. And the first thing you might think of is some sort of, to make them float. You think about magnets, but magnet stuff has to be spinning, you know? We'd also think that maybe it was attached to you, but it would be wiggling in some way, you know? This was really secure and really steady. And the one kind of thread of an idea we had was that the theater is so well lit. You know, it's so well lit. There's 50,000 watts of power going faster miles an hour, and you have those two little desk lamps, and that gave us a little bit of a hint. And if you have some idea what we're talking about, then you didn't fool us. And if you don't have some idea what we're talking about, then you did fool us, and we are thrilled to little pieces because we love this act, whether it fooled us or not.
I believe that I did try maybe what you're suggesting, and it didn't work for me. And so I had to come up with something else. So I think it isn't what they said.
So you fooled them.
Is that true? Is that true?
Thanks so much. Oh, it's such an honor.
Danny Cole, congratulations. Penn and Teller have given away one Fool Us trophy already. Can they keep the rest? Find out when we come back. Welcome back to Fool Us. Our next magician has been on Fool Us before, so let's meet him again for the first time.
Hi, I'm Kostya Kimlat, and I want you to think like a magician. 3 years ago, I fooled Penn and Teller.
Except for one.
And I never expected them to react the way they did.
I hate that. Let's get that out of the way. You fooled the big dumb guy. And Teller handled the cards, and he looked at it, and he thought about it, and you fooled him.
It was the most nerve-wracking and amazing experience at the same time. For 3 years, I've been thinking, what can I possibly perform for Penn and Teller a second time? In magic, there's a method and an effect. The reason the guys got so angry is because I did an effect they knew using a method they didn't. This time, I'm performing a trick that I created when I was 18 years old and have been practicing ever since. So far, only 2 magicians have fooled them twice. I'm hoping to make it lucky, number 3.
Please welcome back to the Fool Us stage, Kostya Kimlat.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Penn
and Teller. Wow, it's amazing to be back here in Vegas. Allison, I'd love it if you come join me over here.
Sure.
I'm so happy that you're here.
Aw,
yeah,
I'm happy you're here.
I have to tell you that performing for these guys is one of the hardest things that a magician can do.
Or me. Yeah.
It's true. Well, no. If I was doing magic for you or for anyone else in the theater, there would be no stress.
Yeah.
I'll show you. Look, I'm going to have you pick a card.
Okay.
Anytime you like, just say stop.
Stop.
Remember that card. Okay?
Yes.
You've got it?
Yes.
Okay, because I don't know what it is.
Okay.
But the moment that you say it out loud, your card will fly out of the deck, and I will catch it at my fingertips.
Okay.
It'll happen in just a blink of an eye. Are you ready?
Yes.
Allison, name your card.
6 of clubs. Wow.
The 6 of clubs. Pretty cool, right?
Really cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's what I mean, right? You're impressed, you're amazed, I'm having fun, this is what it's about. But these guys, look, they're not fooled, right? They know exactly how my fingers manipulated the cards. They know where it was. They know how it flew out of the deck. If I'm gonna fool these guys with the same trick, I have to do more than just sleight of hand. I have to be clever.
Oh.
I have to be sneaky. I might even have to lie just a little. Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna do the same trick for them. But Penn, you remember what happened last time I was here?
I do.
Yeah, he picked up a chair.
No, I don't think I can protect you very well.
No, I need you to hear as my bodyguard, please. Teller just sat there giggling last time, did nothing. So how about this? You're gonna stick with me, at least as my emotional support.
Yes.
And I'd love it if the gentlemen could join us up here. Everyone, please welcome Penn and Teller to the stage. Allison, come on over. Great to see you, sir.
Oh, you rat bastard.
Great to see you, great to see you. So, let's get comfortable. Gentlemen, I'm gonna perform the same trick for you as I just did for Allison. I'm going to have you pick a card, and then I will catch it at my fingertips. But I have to use a different method. And I know that the moment I tell you that, your brain starts thinking of all the possible ways I could do this. So right now, Teller is burning my hands. That means he's watching my every move. He's making sure that I don't switch this deck of cards for a different one with all the same cards. Penn, meanwhile, he's burning the cards. He's looking at the corners to make sure that I haven't cut any of them to make them easier to get to. Or maybe I filed down the edges in order to make one card stand out from the others. Maybe I used glue on the edges of my fingers in order to make it easier to catch that card. That would be clever. Or better yet, I have magnets in my fingertips that allow me to capture that card. Yeah, maybe I do, maybe I do. Maybe I don't. That's not for me to say. So all of these possibilities are there for you to consider. Maybe I'm telling you the truth, and maybe I'm not. Now, I know that doesn't seem fair, but hey, you guys started this game. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shuffle these cards, but I won't push them in all the way, leaving some of these cards isolated and out of my control. I'm also going to riffle slowly, so Penn knows I'm not influencing his choice with Jedi mind tricks. Penn, please say stop.
Stop.
Are you happy there?
One more.
One more? How's that?
Good.
Teller, are you feeling good about all this? Sure, why not? Right now, very important, before we go any further, I want you to make sure that your card is not near the top or near the bottom, that it's somewhere within the spread. And Allison, you can, I'm sorry, you didn't see the card.
No.
Now you know how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are you satisfied? It's in the spread, very good. Now, at this moment in time, there are multiple realities happening here on stage. See, Penn and Teller, they're focused on the method of the trick and trying to figure out what I lied to them about. But you and the audience, you don't care about method, so you get to experience the effect.
Yeah.
Right? Look at the joy on her face, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, whereas for you, the card shot out of the deck and I caught it at my fingertips. For you, gentlemen, my fingers are going to shoot into the deck and I will capture your card. Penn, what was your card?
King of Spades.
Your card, the King of Spades. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
I can understand why he wanted to hit you.
Yes.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Thank you so much.
And so frustrating to not, know how you did that.
Yeah, well, it's part of the magic, part of the beauty of it.
So, am I correct in thinking you've worked on that trick for 17 years?
Yes, I've been practicing it for 17 years.
Wow.
Yes.
What was it at 17 years you were like, yep, it's ready?
You know, I just had no life. I always played with cards. I always in my hand. I'm always practicing. I created it to fool magicians, but I showed it kind of underground, didn't show it to too many people. And for 3 years now, I've been thinking what I can do to come back And I thought, this is it.
This is it?
Yeah.
Oh, was it nerve-wracking coming back for the second time?
I've been really looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to seeing their faces and spending time with them on stage here, so this has been the moment that I'm really excited about.
And how has your life changed since you were on the first time?
You know, the first time I was on Fool Us before then, no one knew who I was. They didn't know I was coming. But ever since then, it's changed my life because now people know, oh, you're the guy that fooled Penn and Teller. Well, let's hire you.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know. I see some surprised looks. Let's talk to the boys.
Okay.
Gentlemen.
I want you to think about this because if we do this bust on you, and if we're wrong, and if you fooled us again, I'm going to hurt you. So that kind, you know that little thing you did with the glue stick and you did the little scissors, you did this, you did that. I'm telling you, we have a little list. I'll hit you in the head. I'll kick you in the ass. I'll knock you down. I'll trip you. Imagine those are laid out in front of you as I say this. Here's the problem.
Okay.
You know, we've hung out with you in hotel rooms with you doing this stuff for us. Amazing stuff. And there's a kind of a shortcut Teller and I use talking about juggling and magic. Because juggling, you say you're going to do something and you do it. And in magic, you say you're going to do something and you don't. We know you can control a card anywhere. We know once I've picked a card, you can put it wherever you want. We know you could put that card where you want. We kind of sort of watched you do it. And then, and this is the weirdest bust we've done, we think you actually did it. We don't think there was a trick. We think you knew the location of the card and you've been practicing since you were 18 because you reached in and grabbed the thing. We think you actually did what you said you were going to do. And therefore, although you blew our minds and amazed us, you did not fool us. We think you are that good. So go ahead, tell me you're not that good.
So you think that I've been locked up for 20 years practicing and that I could precision dribble and catch any card that I want from anywhere in the deck?
Kind of, sort of ish, yeah.
You're 100% right. Thank you so much.
So good, baby.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. You guys are the best.
So good.
Thank you.
So good.
Thank you, guys. Please, thank you.
I'm telling you that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
More magic coming up, including something from entertainment's greatest duo, Penn and Teller. We've seen one fooler so far tonight. Let's go for two as we meet our next magician.
I'm from Sweden. I'm a magician, comedian, and singer. When I was a kid, if they would say go left, I would go right. You know, we had the phrasing, color outside the lines. Yeah, I was that kid. I grew up in a little small village. We had only one gas station and one store. Nobody knew anything about magic. I actually found a magic book in our bookshelf at home. I read that book so hard, it fell apart. Today, I travel all around the world and doing my magic and comedy and music. If you are a comedy magician and your jokes doesn't work, you really have to have good magic. And if I fail in both, I can sing a song.
It's impossible in our mind. I can't believe it. We are so blind. We gotta believe in magic. Don't get lost in this confusion. We gotta believe in magic. It's not an illusion. Here comes the magic. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, yeah.
magic doesn't work out, you could just be a singer.
Exactly.
But I think magic's working out.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
And I came all the way from Sweden to do this, you know.
That's
it's a
fantastic.
far, far way. I went through Norway, and I took a boat to Denmark, then a train to Spain, and you know everything.
Yeah.
Some
I'm pretty sure you could have just flown direct.
what?
Nothing. Is there a lot of magic in Sweden?
I would say we have a few good magicians in Sweden, but where I grew up in a little town, not even a town, it was a village, and there were no one in the entertainment industry. My father was a sailor, my mother was a caretaker, and I like the thing that if you can dream it, you can do it. Mm-hmm. So that's my thing.
And did you dream this?
No, actually, I did not dream this big from the start. But you know, it goes up and up. As you reach your dreams, you put them higher.
Well, let's see if Penn and Teller are ready for you.
Oh, I am so pleased with you, because Teller and I so rarely agree. But I turned to Teller when you finished, and I said something to Teller, and he agreed instantly with no hesitation whatsoever. I turned to Teller and said, that is one weird-ass act. And Teller, yes.
And that's the best compliment I will get.
And I also love you because there's something that was said first by Mac King, and that is, on Fool Us, if you fool Teller, you fool Penn and Teller. I'm considered to be nothing more than the chirp, just the mouthpiece, just the one that talks. But I'll tell you this time, you fooled Teller. Because Teller thought you were using a reel, and you're not. And I told him, no, you're not. I said, he doesn't need to use a reel, not with his personality, not with that personality. He's got a magnetic personality. He can sell anything. You know, some people come on stage, they're not really that good, but you were not a stiff at all. You were absolutely right there all the way through. I loved every moment of what you did, and Teller and I agreed, and when it came to the bullet hitting the bone, I beat him, I whooped him, I knew he didn't. You're great, but I think you might not have fooled me.
Mm-hmm. So did you fool Teller but not Penn?
I don't really know, but I don't really know. So,
boy, the only way I can think of doing this in code is to make a filthy joke. When I know something that Teller doesn't know, it makes me stiff.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Okay. So they must have gotten it, right?
Keep taking those pills.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Hawkenberg! We have another amazing act on deck. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Penn and Teller Fool Us, where it's always magic hour. Time to meet our next magician.
Magic to me is an opportunity for relationships. You know, even how I start my show, I come out and saying, hey friends, that's what I care about. With Close-Up Magic, I can perform at an upscale dinner party to a stage with over 10,000. You know, I love having the camera on stage so that everyone feels that they're on stage with me. I get with my friends and we call ourselves Slight Club. The first rule of Slight Club is don't suck, because we want to push magic to be as good as possible. So this trick that I'm doing tonight, we put our heads together and thought, man, what is something that has never been done before? And this is what we came up with, and I think it's pretty cool.
Please welcome my newest friend, John Michael Hinton.
4.59 seconds. Seriously, 4.59 seconds is the current world record for solving a 3x3 cube. Think about that. Think about how fast that is, right? How fast you have to turn this thing. Or rather, how many turns per second does it take? So I've been working on how many turns I can get in just 1 second. Let me show you what I mean. That's 1 turn, 2 turns, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So currently, we are 20 turns away from being solved. All done in 1 second. Thank you. You know, a lot of people think that this is one of those enchanted, tricky, LED, self-solving, spring-into-action digital cubes. But if that was true, I wouldn't be able to give them to my friends. Teller, will you be my friend? Yes. Then this is for you. So that's how geeks like me solve a Rubik's Cube? Does anyone know what this is? Yes, it's the easiest way to solve a cube, right? You take the stickers off. How many of you took the stickers off before? Yes, you bunch of cheaters. It's okay, me too. In fact, when I was going to school at lunchtime, I was the kid who always brought cards, coins, and yes, even cubes. Now, if all of the stickers are right here, we all know what's in the bag, right? Yeah, a naked cube. An added advantage whenever you take off the stickers, no matter which way I turn this thing, it's always solved. Now, don't take your eyes off the bag, and don't blink. Because the easiest way to solve a cube is by taking off all of the stickers. Thank you guys so very much. Penn, can we be friends?
Yes, we can.
Yes, then this is for you.
Thank you so much. Thank
My
you.
name is John Michael Hinton, and friends, thank you so very, very much. Thank you.
Yeah. I never tried to take the stickers off, but I took mine apart.
Yeah.
So this was awesome. Tell me about working under pressure.
Yeah, you know, I've been working under pressure all my life. Actually, I grew up in Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
My dad worked over there, and he's the one who actually taught me magic.
Is that what made you fall in love with magic?
Yeah, it's a good icebreaker, you know. Thank you. I like you. Yeah, in Saudi Arabia, you know, there weren't too many kids that looked like me. So it was an easy way to break the ice and kind of get to know people. And no matter where I go, I have a card in my pocket, a coin in my pocket, or a cube that I can play with.
So it's really cool to see an original trick on stage.
Yeah, actually, the trick you saw tonight with the stickers going back on the cube is a completely original effect in magic, because we all sat down together and we said, what is something that we can do with a cube that's never been done before? And we all put our brains together, and you just saw what we came up with. So
that's so cool. All right, well, let's see what the boys thought of your trick.
Awesome.
Now, Michael, sir.
Yes, sir.
You know, you could have just come out here, mixed it up, done the Rubik's Cube, and blown our minds. We can't do it. These are really hard things. And those tricks are great. They use a basic principle of magic, which is make something look like it's kind of the same trick twice, and then do it entirely different ways. First one was like the Rubik's Cube, mathematical principles. And one of the things that's often used in magic is that the human brain cannot perceive random. They don't know what random and order is. And you can tell them one thing, and it's actually another. Both ways that goes. It's used a lot in card tricks. That idea that something that appears random with pharaohs and so on really isn't. That was that one. And the second one blew our minds so much, we were watching it all the way through your bows. You took those bows, we watched them carefully because you deserved every bit of applause you got on the bows. It was just wonderful. And we were watching you all the way through because you were watching so carefully. Great trick. We always scared we get cubes. And thank you.
You're welcome.
So, do they know how you did the trick?
Oh, these guys are super smart. I just wanted to come here and make some new friends.
And you did.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you.
John Michael Hendon. It's about time for Penn and Teller to do some fooling of their own. See them perform after the break. Has a grand finale, and ours is no different. Here to take us home, along with two members of our studio audience who look like they can handle a screw gun, are the legendary Penn and Teller.
We have a couple of do-it-yourselfers from the audience who are handy with screw guns. We've had the audience examine this box and sign it. We're telling you a little bit of story about solitary confinement, a horribly cruel and sadly not unusual punishment. Here's where the story goes. It's a story of a prisoner who was put in the most intense solitary. He was put in a box. They didn't have to throw away the key because there was no key. Because there was no door. The cell, the box, was built around the villain. There was not even a remote hope of escape. He listened and counted the screws. He imagined the guards putting the finishing touches on his dungeon. They made sure it was secure and proudly signed their names all over his vault. There was no portal to the outside world except for a small, perfectly square hole at the top for food and water to go in and for filth to come out. They put a metal sheet under his cell to stop him from burrowing out. The box was too heavy for the guards to lift, and there certainly was no concern for his comfort. Screw him. They rolled the box onto the solid sheet metal. He was a monster, but he was human, and one of the guards felt sorry for him. Was there anything the guard could do to ease the torture? Prisoner 42799 asked for a D-flat Honor Marine Band harmonica. 42799 wanted to play the blues. Sheets of Kevlar were wrapped all around. Even if he broke out of the box, he'd never cut through the bulletproof cloth. After a while, another guard felt some sympathy and asked if there was anything else that could ease the pain. 42799 asked for a shaving mirror. Now he could see the reflection of one small corner of the prison yard. The prisoner imagined as he played he was accompanying another prisoner's magic act. The magic prisoner would take a bandana, maybe a red bandana. He would stuff the dirty old red do-rag into his fist. And it burst into blue. The blue of the sky. The blue of freedom. and the prison do-rag was gone. But it was a trick. The prison flag was still there. And then, gone again. And now, the do-rag was in his pocket. Sometimes, the magic prisoner would look right into the mirror, right into his eyes. Magic just for him. Oh no, please leave me the blue sky. But that's not how it works in magic or in prison. We're all stuck forever between the dirty red bandana and freedom blue. The prisoner's sentence was a law. It wasn't like he'd killed the busload of children. When the magic prisoner left, he asked the guards to let him know if the prisoner in solitary ever got out. And well, times changed, and there were, exposés, and there were documentaries, and there were protests. Also, the Freedom Blues, played by prisoner 42799, was recorded by one of the guards. It was played on the internet and became a little bit of a hit. So when the laws changed and 42799 was finally going to get out of the box, large group of people had gathered. There were TV cameras and a crowd, and they all gathered around to finally see the most magical prison.
For tonight, but we'll be back with even more tremendous tricks next time. Until then, good night from Las Vegas.